Cats are popular household pets. In the U.S., about 30% of homes have at least one cat. Even so, a surprising number of people aren't fully aware of how to care for one properly. There are a number of mistakes many cat owners make, especially those new to the job. In this video, we will tell you about 7 mistakes 80% of cat owners make you should avoid. 7. Thinking that a cat is like a dog. Unlike dogs, cats in the wild or feral cats are solitary hunters, and although they can come from social groups with a defined hierarchy, they are generally more independent and less hierarchical than dogs. Therefore, and although there are cats that are much more submissive and affectionate than some dogs, if you are looking for an extremely faithful animal companion that shows unconditional love and obedience, the cat is not the right choice. In this case, it is better to adopt a dog to avoid disappointments and frustrations. On the other hand, you should not forget that when a cat looks for the company and affection of their owner, it is because they really want their attention and because they feel comfortable with them, not due to their instinct or because they consider you a reference figure. And this is something cat owners value very positively. 6. Neglecting a cat's education. Cats are harder to train than dogs, as they are much less hierarchical as mentioned above. Creating a bond with your pet is fundamental, and this is why it is important for the cat to see their human as something positive and associate their presence with good stimuli. While with dogs you should use clear, coherent, and simple orders, to educate cats it is necessary to gain their trust first. In many cases, taking advantage of the sense of hierarchy in dogs, you will simply give balanced, simple, and consistent orders. But with cats, you must earn them over. Playing regularly with a cat and correcting them when they have done something wrong with clear orders and without using violence or force is essential. Cats also respond well to positive reinforcement, although it is not as easy as in the case of dogs. 5. Adopting when they are too young. One of the most common mistakes made by first-time cat owners is to adopt them too early, sometimes even shortly after birth. The ideal is to do it once weaning ends, which should occur naturally, and never before they reach 1 month of life. Even if they receive all the necessary care and proper nutrition, it is always better for the animal's health to be with their mother throughout the lactation period. With the mother and the cat's siblings, socialization begins, and the cat begins to learn all the typical behaviors of their species. On the other hand, we must not forget the importance of the period of socialization of these animals, which occurs between 2 and 7 weeks of age, is convenient to present stimuli that they will encounter throughout their lives so they do not recognize them as something new and dangerous. If a kitten has not finished their period of vaccination, this does not mean that they should be in a cat bubble or isolated from the world, and that you cannot invite people or animals home even though they have not ended their vaccination schedule. However, if other animals come to the house where your cat lives, it is necessary to ensure that they are not aggressive, are not sick, and are properly vaccinated and dewormed. 4. Not vaccinating or deworming a cat. Cats are exceptionally good at acting like they are just fine until they're not. And unfortunately, they can't be easily bought off like dogs can with treats and praise at the veterinarian's office. So we tend to take them in to see the veterinarian less, about 1/3 less than their canine counterparts. But there's just so much that we can learn about how our cats are doing by visiting the veterinarian regularly. Once yearly for cats under 7 and twice yearly for those over. With a simple physical exam, we can detect dental disease, heart and lung disease, skin problems, and problems with abdominal organs. And lab work tells us even more. Don't put off going to the veterinarian with your cat until you're concerned there's a problem. With routine visits, you can likely avoid many problems completely. Another fairly common mistake when caring for a cat is not to provide them with veterinary attention they need by thinking that, as they don't leave home, they can't catch any diseases or have parasites. The risks of a cat that lives in a house are not the same than for a cat that has access to the outside, and this is why there are protocols of specific vaccines for each one of the situations. Consult with a veterinarian and define a vaccine schedule that is adapted to your pet's characteristics and lifestyle. Regarding external deworming, against fleas and ticks especially, and internal deworming, intestinal worms, it is recommended to deworm internally every 3 months and apply a monthly anti-flea product, mainly in the summer months. Check out some home remedies for deworming cats for more information. In addition, in some places the law requires them to get vaccinated against certain diseases and to maintain a minimum frequency in the internal deworming. Thus, for example, in certain countries, rabies vaccinations in cats and deworming internally once a year is compulsory with a product effective against Echinococcus, a type of tapeworm. Even seemingly healthy cats should get a checkup at the vet at least once a year, so don't let your cat's fear of crates keep you from keeping up with its health. Your vet might notice kidney disease, thyroid disease, diabetes, inflammatory bowel disease, or other conditions that you might miss. 3. Not considering sterilizing your cat. Breeding season for cats can bring some behaviors that may seem uncomfortable for humans, in addition to some dangers to a kitten's health. It is in spring and summer that cats are in heat for about a week, with breaks of around 1 or 2 weeks in between. In cats that live inside the home, this time can last for longer as the lighting and the house temperature are constant. It is difficult for the body of the animal to detect seasonal changes. In this period, many males try to escape when they perceive that there is a female cat in heat nearby and can even be aggressive with other males. Castration decreases this behavior and its associated risk. Cats that have outdoor access must be sterilized. Otherwise, it is very likely that in a short time, they will have numerous and most likely unwanted offspring. In addition, sterilization can prevent diseases and help avoid behavioral problems such as urine marking. 2. Not avoiding hairball ingestion in cats. In general, there are not many mistakes made in relation to a cat's feeding, but one of them is not using a specific product to avoid the formation of hairballs in these animals' stomach. As explained in our articles on balls of hair in cats, they are very clean animals, which are groomed regularly and can ingest large amounts of hair, so they can form hairballs and cause vomiting and diarrhea. Fortunately, there are products made from malt available in veterinary centers and specialized stores that are very helpful to prevent this problem. There are even specific feeds to avoid problems caused by hairballs. 1. Overweight in neutered cats. Pet owners have no shortage of options when it comes to their cat's food, and the prices run the gamut. An overweight cat is more prone to health problems. It is as simple as that. Cats don't need nearly as much food as some people imagine, especially if they're indoor-only cats. Dry food makes it very easy to overfeed a cat because it is so high-calorie. An average 10-pound cat only needs 250 calories a day to maintain weight. The following picture shows a bowl with a diameter of 4.5 inches, depth 1 inch, holding 3.5 ounces of dry food, which contains 380 calories, so 50% more than a 10-pound cat actually needs, but the perfect amount per day for a 15-pound cat. This shows how easy it is to overfeed your kitty. Another big mistake some cat owners make is not controlling their weight, mainly in sterilized animals. Castrated cats have a tendency to gain more weight due to hormonal issues, so it is recommended to provide them with a low-calorie diet or feed specifically designed for sterilized cats, which includes this fact in its composition. However, even if they are fed light food, you must give the cat the amount recommended by your vet. If your cat is taking low-calorie feed but your cat is still eating an uncontrolled amount of feed, they will keep putting weight on. This type of feed has less calories, which is why your cat may not feel as full. A cat needs a well-balanced diet in order to remain fit and healthy. The best way to achieve this is by feeding your cat a decent brand of food prepared specifically for cats, not dog food. No tinned tuna. Definitely not a vegetarian diet. Cats need plenty of protein from meat and as little filler, such as grains, as possible. If you want to go down the homemade route, make sure you know what minerals and vitamins to add. I'd be very wary of giving any cat a raw food diet, no matter how much you think it is closer to what would have been their natural diet, because of the risks from parasites and bacteria to you as well as your cat. Let us know in the comments, have you ever made any of these mistakes? Please subscribe to the All Cats. Thanks for watching.